What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Bandai Master Detail Movie Monster Series Godzilla City at the Edge of Battle Nah, this ain't no Mechagodzilla. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. I know Mechagodzilla. You, my friend, are not Mechagodzilla. Alright, my zillions, don't get me wrong. I actually really like this piece. I really like this design. I just don't know about it as a Mechagodzilla. I mean, it is what it is. It's, it's a Mechagodzilla. But it's such a weird design. And you know what? We don't really see it in the movie. Spoiler, and that movie is actually Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle, not at the Edge of Battle, which is what I think I said in the opening. So yeah, there's that. But we did get a really cool figure out of this, and this is part of the Bandai Movie Monster Series line of vinyl figures, except this is one of their exclusives. And I guess it's called a Master Detail exclusive, a more high end. It is bigger. There is some more articulation than we're used to seeing. But there's really no paint here except for silver, which I'm not sure if it's the plastic or if it's painted. And the eyes. But it does look nice. It's a really, as you can see right here, it's a really nice sheen of silver here throughout. I don't see any place where there's like a scratch or anything where I'd be able to tell if it was a different color and it's painted, and I can't see within any of the joints, without pulling it apart. I don't have any evidence of what it is. I would assume it's plastic, but there is some spots that kind of make it look a little painty. I don't know. Either way, it's a really nice silver. I mean, you can't get better silver than that. It really works and pops here. So there's that. There's so many little grooves here that it kind of works as natural shading based on the light. As you can see, it looks like different colors of shades of silver in there. But that's because there's a lot of detail, master detail design. The one bit of paint, let's look at it. For sure, is in the eyes there. Really nice candy metallic reds. I really like it. And it does look like paint, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? This silver, I mean, if this is plastic, this is the coolest plastic ever. But it is what it is. And the reason why, okay, let's back up a little bit. Because I feel like I have more to say about the design of the actual Mechagodzilla here. And I do call that Mechagodzilla, come on. But it's so unlike the other ones in that, I mean, how does this guy move? It looked like it would be super slow. This is the love child of every Mechagodzilla and Mogera and an anteater and a few different bugs and who knows what else. But there's a lot of weird influences into this design, and it is tremendously long. This tail, I'm gonna blame this tail on why this thing costs so much, because the box was just to ship. It costs a lot too. It was around $50, but the box, as you can imagine, is super long. Let's take a look at that. Since it was a pricey vinyl that doesn't come with anything else, figured let's look at the box a little, do a little box art nerd here. You got really nice typeface here. I like whoever designed this is good. This is a cool idea right here. So it's simple, but it's good typeface. I really like it. I love the image here. you know, and kind of all faded out. That's really nicely done. The black and white, you know, contrast here is excellent, and I love how it's kind of just like fading out, like Thanos style. You know what I'm saying? Really nice image on this side. I love it a lot, honestly. It's so cool. I was really impressed when it came out of the box. The other side is, you know, the logo again over here, really cool. I really like how they changed it on this side. The Bandai looks actually really good there. I like the head here, really nice, really cool. I mean, like I said, I really like this design, and it just lends to this awesome style. It looks very inky, brush. The Godzilla logo that we've kind of had going on here from Bandai. It just all like works. And this, I'm gonna just flip this over, continues on this side so you can see how that looks. I really dig it. You know, beautiful, yeah, just beautiful art. I mean, it was worth looking at. All right, so let's talk about the overall design here and the sculpt that goes with this design, because honestly, this is a better representation of this design than the movie will ever be. Like, it's like I've said, it's not really featured in the movie, and Mechagodzilla ends up taking a different form, which I won't spoil for you if you haven't seen it. Although I guess that's a spoiler in itself. It's just a weird design. Like I said, it's like it pulls from a lot of different influences. Tries to be very Godzilla-like here with all the spines, but it's so weird and haphazard and like just kind of just placed all over the place. Like, I don't get what all of this stuff, you know, is meant to be, and why it would ever have it, and how that would even get into a design. And like, it just looks super slow. Like, these feet look giant. Of course, we'll never know because it never ever does anything. And this tail just looks like it just drags on for miles. And there's like, I guess, you know, because of that, they were just like, let's just design whatever. The weirdest thing we could design, because we're not going to do anything with it. So yeah, there's that. But that said, it is a really nice looking thing. Starting with the tail, I just really dig the way it all looks. Sculpted really nicely. I love all these little design like grooves inside the tail. That looks really nice. That's a nice touch. And you know, all this stuff that juts out, it's not bad. It's just like probably not functional, and like for no reason it just comes outwards here. It's like nobody really designed this, and they're just like, here you go, computer, just here, pump something out. And then like, because you know, spines just go wherever they want, you know, which is cool in a way, but in another way I feel like something mechanical probably would have a little more symmetry than it does. I do love it, you know, in that way. But yeah, the spines are great, you know, they do look good. The design work and the sculpting of that design is very nice. I don't feel like this is like soft at all. I feel like it's a good representation. I mean, like, what more, except for maybe some like shading, could a Monster Arts do here? And you know what, Bandai, you have this. Maybe just use this, put some more articulation in it, and give us a Monster Arts, maybe, you know? Like, I just don't know if we're gonna get one. Like, it doesn't, I don't know if it warrants it. You know what I'm saying? This might be all we'll ever need. But I do like it. Arms look cool. Really nice work all the way down into the hands. The hands are kind of small, but they're fine. They work. All the design work is so cool. It's just non-stop. One thing on top of another. It's just like building, you know, like a Lego, you know, like put together the way it's done. Because you really can't say what anything is. It's just metallic thing on top of a metallic thing on top of a metallic thing. Click, 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 click. Put all together. Very strange in that way. Got little spikies here for whatever reason. I don't know. The bottom of the tail, all sculpted throughout. That looks cool. Nothing on the bottom of the feet. But the front of the feet look pretty cool. I like it. You know, this here, the shape just kind of keeps the same like design cues as like the tail back there. I think that's pretty cool. And then like going up here looks good. His chest, it looks interesting enough. It's you know, simple, but it works. I like these grooves here. That looks very cool. Like kind of like piping going down here. You know, not bad at all. And then of course you have this very interesting weird head, which like I said, it could be a bug, it could be an anteater. I don't know. I feel like this a bird of some sort. But again, it keeps that same design cues we see down there and on the tail and, you know, in a bunch of spots. The same types of shapes forming. And I guess there is a method to this madness. The more you look at it, the more I'm getting stuff out of it. And that, my friends, is actually really cool. You know, if a toy could do that, that's awesome. Especially like a simple vinyl toy. I think there is some mastery of design here going on, because there's a lot of work put into this, no doubt about it. I really do like the eyes. I said that the coloring of the eyes are really nice, and this is like poof, pops this whole head, you know, and it just looks great. You know, I've taken a couple of photos with it already, and I really like, you know, how they look in it. So that's pretty cool. I like how this all juts out. It does have a little mouth there that looks kind of funny, but it doesn't look bad. So pretty good, you know. Overall, this design, you know, I feel like if it was called something else, like, I don't care. Honestly, like, end of the day, it's Mechagodzilla. It's fine. But you know, and my opening is more in jest than anything, just because of what it looks like. But I gladly accept it into my Toho mech core of figures. It really, like, you know, I feel like this is a Mogera lineage more than a Mechagodzilla is what I think I might be more getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the nose and the way it could look just reminds me more of that lineage, which is only 2, but, you know, I think that is, it takes more design cues from there than Mechagodzilla, like Mogera and Godzilla together more than anything else. You understand? Does that make sense? Either way, I do really like this design. I think it looks very good, and I think Bandai really knocked this out of the park. All right, gang, a little mid-review update here on this. I'm actually chatting on the side with Steven of Steven's Toy Reviews, and he just got his in, and he's got some paint issues, and I was like, oh, paint! So this is paint, for sure. Now, mine looks pretty good. I said, like, if anything, I have like some, like, maybe too much paint here in a little spot or two, and that's the only, like, I think this is one of the spots I pointed out earlier that I felt like even here, like, a little bubbling. I didn't, you know, like, that made me think maybe it's paint, you know, but like without any like scratches or anything like that on it, I couldn't really tell because nothing is you know, messed up anywhere on it that I could like instantly see. Of course, there's like a million little grooves here, but you know, like for the most part, it looks pretty good to me. You know, pretty spot on, and like that's why I thought it was plastic. But you know, his has some QC issues. It sounds like in that department. So definitely, I guess it is paint, but good timing on that. Good timing on that, so I could pass that info on to you guys right here. So there you go. I'm sure stay tuned for his as well, because there's going to be some interesting differences. Me and Steven were kind of like the yin and yang of of toy reviews. We never have the same QC issues. Alright then, so let's check out articulation on this guy, which has more points of articulation than your standard Movie Monster series figure, which is cool. You got the head, moves a little bit, hindered by his ear hitting into one of his neck, you know, spiked there. Then at the shoulders, they go, they swivel upwards. At the wrists, they swivel outwards. And he looks all kinds of wrong doing all those motions. Then at the hips, you got swivels. At the knees, whatever those are called, you have more swivels. And then at the tail, you have another one. So pretty cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of articulation for our movie monster series master design. Mechagodzilla. You're earning it. You're earning it, buddy. You're earning it. So this is the part that probably a lot of you couldn't wait for, the size comparisons on this guy. Because he's a big, big dude, and you want to know what figures we could scale with him. And I'm seeing my first little painting, and I don't know if that... This is so funny. Pause. There, right there. I didn't notice it at all, but that is a little scratch in the paint, is it not? Or, yeah, I think it is. Right along here, you have a little bit messed up. So there you go. Hey, we got a little scratching of paint. Back to work here. We got this scaling here with one of the Godzillas from this same line of movie monster series stuff. This was the atomic, I don't know what it was called. It was called something else. Thermal something, bagel, Shamir, lover, Godzilla. And you can see how much smaller he is than this Mechagodzilla and how much bigger this thing would have been in the movie. So there you go. There's your face-off here with that. Now this scaling I like a lot more, and this is with the 2017 version of the anime Godzilla. I think that looks really cool because he looks down on him, and he's just bigger than him. I like this scale a lot. I don't know if it's accurate. I really don't care. Their bodies are almost the same, and you can really tell here how this Mechagodzilla, and I'm saying that, is a real direct translation, a human translation of that, just by the shape of their bodies a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Now seeing them together, and you definitely see it more with a figure of more detail. These guys can definitely scale together in a display. I don't have the 2018 yet, unfortunately, which is the proper one to have in scale with this. But I think the size, I think it's the same with, some differences. So there you go. I will have that figure soon. But I think that looks awesome, guys. This is what you want if you get your hands on this guy. I definitely recommend doing it for this. I don't know if we're getting this in the Monster Art series. Here he is with some various Ultraman figures, so you can see what he looks like there. I think that looks pretty cool too. Whichever scale you go in, he's huge, so he's a good size for different figure lines. I think it just works. And here's a little evolutionary chart of the Mechagodzillas, with some of the SH Monster Arts here stuff. With we got the original Mechagodzilla in the 90s, and Kiryu, and now this anime one. Can someone please give us a Ready Player One Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, please, 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 please. That one is probably the coolest thing ever. And here he is with a couple of Mechagodzilla made-up variants with the poster version Chogokin and the Sentinel Mechazilla. All are really cool. I when it comes to variants, I think it fits this mold a lot. That's what this is. It's kind of like a variant. And here he is with the real lineage. I see this Mechagodzilla with the Mogera lineage, and can't you tell the similarities here? I feel like I can, So I don't know. I see a lot of influence of Mogera in this piece. Not directly, not perfectly. It's not like it doesn't have that completely, but that, it's more this than Mechagodzilla, right? I don't know. It's cool either way. He's missing a few things here. But there you go. Definitely wanted to show that because I definitely made it a point to mention it. Final thoughts, I give in. This is a Mechagodzilla. He's just cool. And it's an interesting design. And as an artist, this is what I've been thinking about the entire time I've been doing this. There's so much work here, and this was probably so much fun to create and to get to play with a character like Mechagodzilla and put an interesting spin on it. You gotta think about that sometimes, and it works in that department, especially like I said earlier, for something that doesn't really have much time on screen or at all, really. Like, it's just kind of like one of those things where if you can't play then, when can you play, So pretty cool. Mechagodzilla it is, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think this piece turned out really great. I'm really happy I got it. It's really cool. It's won me over so much during this review, but I was impressed with it right out of the box. It's funny what happened with the paint. Not that anything really happened. I did find that one little scratch that I saw off the bat, but not off the bat, but after almost towards the end of the review. But for the most part, this is pretty good. I think they did a really great job here. It looks amazing. I don't know. I really like it. It's like I said, when you have that much sculpt, it naturally creates shadows, and that is really showing through right now. So I dig it, and I dig those eyes, and the sculpt is phenomenal. So there you go. That is my review. Hope you dug it. I really dig this guy. Definitely, if you could find it, and you're okay with the price, remember it is a vinyl, and it is it's not that articulated. This is a really cool piece to have. It's very nice. I really like it. That's it. All right. So there you go. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, peace out, peeps.